It's October, and it's time for the 31 Days of Dread. This is where you get one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. That's how much we love horror. That's how much we love Halloween on the Film Buff Podcast. And here's the crazy thing. This is the longest running horror event in all of podcasting. So get ready. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to scare our socks off. And yes, we're going to be grabbing some candy, maybe some cereal. Let's go. And here is my AKAPADers. Another year, another 31 Days of Dread. And I have to say, I haven't been more prepared for everything we're about to embark on, this journey, this wonderful celebration of horror. I haven't been more prepared for it than this year. For years now, like you guys know, I have just struggled with this obsession to roll out regular episodes for you guys, to watch everything, to commentate on everything, to take better notes, memorize more, research more. And it all culminates every single year to the 31 Days of Dread. I feel like my work in the other months leads into me being more vocal and better about speaking to what works in some of these movies, what doesn't, and to maybe identify what a lot of reviewers are overlooking and missing. I take a lot of pride on this podcast in doing that. I feel that I find these veins, I find these cracks, crevices, so to speak. I find a lot of items and thoughts not explored with modern day reviews. Horror is always a contentious back and forth, right? Because it brings in taste, it brings in culture. God forbid, like a comedy horror is universally loved. We have some of those. We also have animation coming in this year, dedicated animation for the very first time. I've said, just give you guys a little quick teaser on that. I have long said that the Terminator is a horror franchise. It's sci-fi horror. And that has nothing to do with the slasher aspect of that first movie. It's a horrific scenario. We have Nicolas Cage. We're wrapping up the Pearl, the Maxine, the X trilogy. And if you're new, we've been doing this. I kind of lost count, and I don't want to go catalog things or count things before sitting down with all of you. But I'm pretty sure this is year 8 of the 31 Days of Dread. And the 31 Days of Dread was my brainstorm to make this podcast different, to just separate it. And I know there's annual Halloween events on like TNT, TBS, or like local broadcasts where they will do horror movies for the entire month of October, right? Like, this is not a ridiculous thing. And I want to say, like the first year it was a struggle, second year was a struggle. It has taken me time to optimize everything I'm doing so that we can bring you timely episodes within 31 days. I think 2 years ago I struggled so much to complete the 31 Days of Dread. I think I went into February of the next year, and I may have skipped the Thanks Flicking and Cinemas, which are the follow-up events to 31 Days of Dread. Well, don't worry, you'll have intro episodes for both of those as well. So a lot of my intention with these intro episodes is to preview what we have upcoming. And this year, we're pretty much already at 35 movies, and it's growing even as I'm recording this. So does it mean will we get 2 horror movie drops a day? Yes. Will the rest of the feed be maintained? Certainly. So you will most likely get 2 episodes a day for a stretch. Now, we're probably going to skip days. We're going to skip days for different reasons. There might be movie news. There might be, like, for example, recently Chris Christopherson has passed. Whistler from Blade. So there's a major horror movie reference there. Yes, Blade is superhero action horror. That's how we define Blade. Star is Born. I'm a huge fan of Chris Christopherson. We spoke about him, and what was that football movie? Semi Tough, not Semi Pro, Semi Tough, with Burt Reynolds. He's fantastic, and it's sad that he's gone, and I'm also a big fan of his music. So doing an episode highlighting some of that and putting some of my thoughts down for Chris Christopherson, we will get episodes like that during the flow of the 31 Days of Dread. I've also long debated if I should drop these episodes during the witching hour. Should I drop them at 12 midnight? That might be the case. If that is the case, we will I'll just update you guys as I normally do. So what are some of these movies? I'm not going to discuss every single one of them, but I just want to go through the list. And a lot of these are from 2024. They bleed into 2023, and I have a couple surprises along the way. We have Abigail. This movie absolutely blew me away, by the way. Fall of the House of Usher. We will launch with the Fall of the House of Usher. That is last year's horror Netflix series. I Saw the TV Glow. Imaginary. Immaculate. Late Night with the Devil. Life After Beth. Lisa Frankenstein. Longlegs. Maxine. Wrapping up that trilogy. Night Swim. Hated on the internet. Quiet Place Day One. Saint Maud. Absolute perfection, that movie. Terror. Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, guys. I absolutely love Eli Roth. I just do. The Deliverance. Nice one from Netflix. The Exorcist True Believer. The First Omen. Yes, a lot of Devil Borns. I call this the Devil Born genre. Last Voyage of the Demeter. The Mean One. This is a Grinch slasher movie, by the way. The Pope's Exorcist. The Watchers. Arcadian. Wrapping up our Nicolas Cage duo. Of a Violent Nature. I originally listed The Crow, but we did discuss The Crow, because to me Crow is horror. For animation, we have Hulk Monsters, and this is where he just teams up with Marvel Monsters. We have Monster House. This is by Robert Zemeckis' animation company. We have Stop Motion. We have Mickey Mousetrap. Accompanying that, we have Winnie the Blue Blood Honey 2. You guys know I was a big fan of Blood Honey. We have Trap. So we got two movies too from M. Night Shyamalan. We have Trap and The Watchers. When Evil Lurks. We have Wicked City. Our first anime. Wicked City live action. Here we go, right? We have Humane. And that basically wraps it up. And Humane, too. That's done by Cronenberg's daughter. Holy crap, Humane blew me away. We got a lot of good ones. I believe we have some surprises, though. We have other ones. We have Oddity. I just watched Oddity. That is definitely worth a conversation. So some of these might go back and forth. Some of them might get released. Some of them might not. Some of them might get held for normal episodes or a later release. You guys know we do a lot of recording. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of the rundown of what to expect with the 31 Days of Dread. And yes, we'll have unique intros. We'll have unique graphic thumbnails. We will be all over social media with it. So just feel free. So subscribe, support, hang out, get that feed. And let's talk some horror. AKA Padders, thank you for joining me for another episode of the 31 Days of Dread. We have been dedicated to horror for a long time on this feed, on this podcast. If you guys want to know more, about everything we do here, go to akapad.com. From there, you can navigate to the 31 Days of Dread. We have a dedicated landing page that goes through all the years of the 31 Days of Dread. And we also have a directory that jumps you to any movie that we've done. So you can just look up the movie by name. You can go to the directory. It's all alphabetical. And you can just explore. And that's the intent. And that's why we're so into the 31 Days of Dread, because no one's done this. No one has put this much time, this much thought and effort into American horror and international horror, and we love it. Horror is the future of American cinema. Horror right now is holding up American cinema, and I'm so thankful for it. So I'm hoping that you can extend yourself, explore, and continue the conversation. AKAPad.com. Thanks, guys.